You know, I get it out of the way real quick. So there we go.
I've already messed up. So you bowl here during the winter? You bowl here during the winter, I assume?
Well,
Okay.
I used to be at
Okay, that's right. And would you average there? Oh yeah. No, they're not great.
Looks so much different.
Actually, your arms like it swings as far as where placement right here. So one thing that you'll eventually have to work on. So right here. So it's really good that it's behind your head, but this shoulder is a little bit, it constricts it this way. So
Here, okay, it can only go so high or so here. If you loosen up this, it's more like that. So now you can actually come down here and keep your shoulders open.
because you're hooking the ball now, but when you get your shoulders to stay open longer, because I want you to say as it's coming down, you see the shoulders start to be like that. So I don't know if you notice your tilt is really kind of almost like you're spinning it, but your ball's still hooking. So that means you're doing it pretty well. You can see right here. So that shoulder is square. You're losing a lot of power. Okay. And the thing of it is, the scary thing is you're getting some power anyways. So imagine if you had more power, you can actually get the ball down lane and actually get it to really kind of kick around the corner. Where if you leave 7 pins, a lot of times the ball just isn't facing up quick enough and not driving through the hole, as well. So if we can get that shoulder to stay back a little bit longer, it's going to be a lot more powerful, and you're going to be able to really project the ball a little bit further down lane. Where does that ball track up? So when you get out of sport like this, I get to see you on Thursday, so that's good. So you don't have a pattern. Whenever you take time, then you actually so another time you can
So we're bring a little bit more momentum, so you don't have to speed it up again. Go ahead and you can leave some people on
It's supposed to be like. So because you don't carry a lot of momentum, you hard to keep it all that way. What we usually have to do is go into the horses early. We have to do it a little more. So with a 5-step, you have a timing step. Where yours is really, really short, it's kind of, so if you extend that a little bit, you can do something like that. So in the second step, you want to really push it all let it drop. Where you tend to do 1, 2, and then everything starts. So what happens is you already behind, so you've got to pull that, what I want you to do is just like this, extend that first step. So instead of being like this, I want to just be more like it's the natural step. Where all your other steps you could be a little bit longer than with but don't worry about that. Don't think about that. See how it breaks more ribby? I can hear it. First time I was like, oh, that's a.
Yeah, but see how it's everything kind of flows together, and see how it actually just kind of pops off your head. See how fast your swing is? Where a lot of them it's so muscle because you're worried about getting it back and then getting it forward. Where if I drop this here and I just let my hand take care of it, it's gonna go straight up, depending on where my shoulders are. Right. And your shoulders are really good. So one thing I really, really like about what you do is most people it's hard to teach. So once you get here, when the ball comes down, that shoulder actually drops this way. And that's why this one really, really revved up. because your shoulder actually drops down. But the problem is, so they have this thing where they say the perfect good timing is when your slide foot hits the floor. Your swing should be down here.
Oh.
Okay. So, but the problem is, so what you have to do if it's here, you've got to pull the ball down.
Yeah.
So it's going to be hard to duplicate, a good release. So where it is, so in your second step, the ball is still going up. So when you get in your third step, it's got to cover more ground this way. So you're kind of pulling it up. It gets to the top too late. Well, actually, too early. So what happens here? So you see right here, because you're pulling it up and not letting it drop, it's already, before you get into your pivot step, which is your second to last. Oh, that is your pivot step. Oh my God. Anyways, but when your slide foot hits the floor, it's here, so you've got to pull it down. Basically, the gist of it is we've got to get the ball in the swing a little bit earlier. Because what we want to do, because you have a high backswing, we want to get it to the top of the swing first. So once I get it here, then I want to start sliding. As I start sliding, it should be this. If I shoulder high, then I want to get here, and then I get here, and then because it's here, we've got to let it go down. So everything's pretty perfect. So what that means is, on your second step, you got to make sure you're not still going up. It's you just want to get it. Yeah. Yeah, just let it drop, but don't bust it. You gotta let it drop. Yeah. It's really gonna feel hard. Even more so than yeah, so it's just like, so if I was really weird, right? And you even though you felt like it was like you're still kind of pushing out. So we're gonna try something else really different. So what I want you to do, once you hold the ball on your hand, so we're not even going to record that because it's going to be really hard. Don't let go. So just hold it out there. You just hold it off the hand though. And then keep going. And I'll pray. I'll pray really, really loud. So when you do that, you can use
Mine is. It's just a whole lot of my time. I'm not doing this at all. So it should be able to. But even though it's tight, I saw the weight of my other hand. So swing back, you want to swing back. You want to carry it almost like you're loading it. This is where the weight is. So when you actually press, I say, can you roll it in? This section's right there. Okay, bring your ball up here. Just like this, you see it. Have to wait here. Go right in here. I'm going to let So try the up one. So a lot of times you like this, you get like this, and also swing like that. So let's try to do that in approach. It's a really simple hand motion. It's not a big hand motion. I know. But when you do it this way, you can see the hands kind of go like Makes really, really job. So, what we'll do for now, the first way, just keep the energy on this way. So that way, even if you push it up, you still have time to let it go. It's too hard this way. No. So you can. So
Yeah, because his arms are so long, we've got to get into play really good. Where he had some short arms, then you almost have to get into it.
See the difference? So that one actually made it around the corner. And that's not half as much as going on. I mean, you're so used to doing this, so you're going to do a little bit, so don't worry about it. But you can see how it's spinning a little bit faster.
Yeah.
When you hold the ball, let me see where you. Okay, so you don't curl your pinky, do you?
No.
Okay. Okay, good. Okay, but next to your hand, right?
Sort of.
Okay. Okay. So what you also want to make sure you do when you hold it here,
Make sure the weight's on here. Kind of bend it. Don't tense up. Just hold it here. And the thing is, if you let the ball swing free enough, it actually stays stuck even without you having to. So it's here, and then just keep it there and just let it go. What you want to do, you want your thumb to start coming out here, but you have to have your fingers and your forearm firm enough to really kind of carry through the body. So thumb comes out here, and then it's like, that's why you can't get your hand into that. Otherwise, it's going to bounce somewhere.
I've done that a lot.
Huh?
I've done that a lot.
Yeah, you gotta do it. Also, what's going to happen now that you're holding the smoother you can get it up the hand, you don't have to worry about muscle for your back. I know where you're going to get it. So you don't need to hit more. Another reason why sometimes you drop it. Because if you get here and you kind of put it down, you overcome the ball. Or if you get here and you let the ball kind of smooth, then you allow your arm to become a ramp. So the ball gets on the ramp and just kind of instead of banging. So really work on just getting and it'll be a lot easier once you let the ball just kind of swing down. Just remember you don't have to accelerate. Also make sure that you don't get in this. I don't know if that is. I don't think it is. And as we actually let you get your you're going to be able to go out to the right. Or sometimes you have to play again But if you keep it in, the ball doesn't go anywhere. So it doesn't look like that. But if you get out to early, the ball will react. So now that the ball is comfortable, oh yeah, really good.
Oh yeah, that was. So this was high, but it was extremely good. What I want you to do is watch how the ball is getting off your hand. So it's kind of exploding off your hand, where you'll see the same tilt, but I want you to see how fast it's getting off your hand. So when that ball hits the pocket, it's going to really drive the pins a little more. And this is not half as good as you're going to throw it. Just remember, you don't have to throw the ball off your hand. Okay, let's do that again. Yeah. Let's do it.
Let's do it.
That's still not bad. So just look how the ball is starting to really kind of explode off your head. You can actually come down here and watch it instead of having to tilt your head. Okay, I'm just making sure. Some of the parents actually like to sit here because they can see it straight up. But you can see how the ball is starting to get off your hand quicker, for one. And as soon as you learn to get your hand to do more this instead of like that, then that ball's going to rev up more. Because you think about it, if I go this way, the more I turn my hand this way, the harder it is to get off my hand. Or if I get it this way, my thumb is pointing forward, that thumb has got to go that way. And if it goes that way and my fingers are pointing this way, it takes that ball and turns it like this. And that's actually, it's got to go through my fingers, so then it's going to spin out. So it's really less effort, causes more rotation. For a lot of people, they really try to hit it really hard. It's literally just this. I mean, it doesn't seem like it, but it's just this. So I'm getting the ball, I'm getting it. If I would do this, the ball's going to roll end over end. I'm just doing this and having the ball just kind of come off my hand. I can get the ball to hook the lane, depending on how fast my swing is. Your swing is a little bit faster, your shoulder's a little bit forward. But as we get it back, so instead of doing this, and you're doing this instead, so you see how your hand's in a better position. Mm-hmm. So now you can actually get it. You can get it more here instead of. Honestly, the less shoulder action, the better. Believe it or not. What sports did you play?
Soccer.
Soccer. Doesn't help a whole lot. Yeah. Yeah, that's how kids are. That actually. Wait, hold up a second. Yeah. This one actually got a plan. I just wanted to show him this one and make sure I didn't miss another one. See how that one just kind of. Mm-hmm. That's how he's going to go on a regular basis, but probably better than that. So, first thing we're working on is getting the swing a little bit smoother, and then when he comes down, making sure that he's just kind of coming this way instead of really kind of doing that. Yeah, but then put your hand just tilted just a little bit. It's okay. As you change things, you're going to throw some gutters.
you did here, you need to move out this way. Where you're most people like this. So we're just going to get here and so you can practice that at home.
Some of our students actually roll the ball into the couch, just kind of. Yep. Yeah. The big thing though is that people don't talk about. That was pretty good. Move your feet to the left too. Yep. Yep. Most of them they try this. They try this big old. The trouble is the more body parts you use to turn the ball, the harder it is to reproduce. So if you keep it simple, just like that, so much easier. So much easier. Especially when you get in the sport patterns, you need to be able to. Oh wow. Believe it or not, I like that one. Yeah, nobody, all you youngins, you like to throw strikes. But the thing of it is, strikes are a byproduct of good execution. So the better you can execute, the more strikes you're going to throw. Everybody can throw that one really good strike. The good bowlers will be able to throw it more often. So you being able to do this, and look how you extend yourself before you actually turn left. So a little bit longer, you're getting this way, and then you kind of open up. Eventually, that's going to be more like your body positioning is going to be like that. Except for this shoulder is going to be back, and then you're going to be still pointed that way. Then at the end, you can see as you throw, because you throw your shoulder forward, that kind of stretches you out like this. And it's really, really hard to really kind of get into it this way with you stretched out like that. Especially as long as you are. The more spread out you are, it's really hard to really kind of. All right, keep going. We just we've worked with so many different people, different styles, and we've learned a lot. Instead of, some people they teach the fundamentals as gospel and that's what they teach. But with me, I think that if you pay attention to body positioning and things like that, you can get them better, faster, and more efficient. Not everybody's built the same way, so why should I coach everybody the same way? Actually, go ahead and go back right too. Just make sure you let the ball roll off hand. See, it's almost going to feel like you're in slow motion. Okay? But you can see even on this one, he's got a lot more backhand motion. The ball's. It's really not how much it's hooking; it's really how it's hooking, just like that. So you get here, and then you can see it kind of accelerating on the end, and that's because it's retaining a little bit more rotation until the end. That's going to allow it to really kind of pop around. That's why Garrett and even Brooke and Isaiah, they can get the ball to really kind of snap off the end. It's because they get the ball to spin a little bit better, a little bit cleaner through the front part of the lane. All right, keep going. Don't worry, you're almost done.
Hard to teach them so much.
Yeah. 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 So watch how much this ball hooks on the end. Come look at this. So I want you to also see how the ball gets off your hand. Yeah. So it's getting off your hand really early. It allows it to spin more. Because you really got to get, as soon as you get your thumb out of the ball, the better. That way it allows you to really kind of get your fingers kind of wrapped around. If your thumb's in the ball, you cannot rotate it as much as. That's a really good shot. So we just have to get that in the pocket, so we can post it a little bit. We need some good shots to post. I know you guys want to see strikes. They all want to see. I'm not throwing strikes. I said, but look at the ball. But it didn't strike. Yeah, I did. This one was here with your strikes. No, that makes my skin crawl. So if you look at that, if you won't even have it. I'm serious. So they'll see it better, and they'll say, "Oh, that was a bad shot." But what I saw was he's starting to look a little bit more aggressive. Just the body was pointed that way too much. So as he gets used to it, he'll be able to get his body position and run through and get the ball in mid-range. So, yeah, okay, it wasn't a game, but to me, it's, I know where it's going. I know where we're trying to go with this. Oh, wow. There we go. That's what we're waiting for. So I want you to look and see how aggressive you are and how the ball's getting off your hand.
It's so much smoother.
Yeah.
Wow. I was also talking about Marqus.
That looked really good.
He got out the bar and came back with
He's one way.
That was high flush. That was high flush. See, we're not worried about that right now. We are worried more about him throwing the ball first. Wow. I like it. See, but we're not trying to get strikes now. I'm just going to put you in the garbage can. Only because I want to.
Well, if he's willing it.
Now, do you want to throw strikes?
Huh?
You want to throw strikes now?
Yeah.
All right. Unfortunately, listen to Spencer. Go move left or right. Move right. Move right 2.5.
No, that's too much.
You said move right. You said 3.
No.
Come on, make up your mind. Spencer, I'm going to hang you by your feet. No, I don't want that. I'm not afraid. Wait, where's she? I'm not afraid of her. I just love that ball hat. Believe me, you're going to think that you can't control this. Once we get used to it, once you get used to it, and when you start getting your legs more, right now your legs are a little bit out of time with the rest of your swing. As soon as we can get your legs in or you can slide into it, you're going to be able to project the ball and play straighter angles, and you're going to have all that power. But right now, it looks like it's almost uncontrollable. I would actually, what are you aiming at? 10? Aim it like a 12. Yeah. Yes. Actually, his rev rate's going to go up. His rev rate's going to go up. His body positioning is kind of natural. It's a natural power position. That's why, I'm surprised he didn't play like baseball. But soccer is good for a good foundation, so legs are usually stronger. Well, every time I hear that, it just kind of. Isn't that fun? It's fun, right? So it allows you to be more aggressive.
Yeah.
Your swing is actually making the ball speed up, where before you had to use your arm. You had to use your arm to get it faster, but you also had to use your arm to get rotation. Sooner or later, one of them is going to fail. So if you can get your legs to really do the work and the tight of the swing, that it gives you head time to really kind of, because it really isn't about how fast you do this, it's about how efficiently you do it. And if you can do a little bit slower, you have more time to really kind of get into it. All right, a couple more. That was really good.
I know. I'm not worried about strikes. I say you kids, all you should do.
Bah! That was good. I want to see if we can get a strike though. I know. So we can go 2-1 right. Yeah. Yeah, it's I've learned to keep my thumb really fine. Yeah. Yep. I got you. I'll take that. That was good. He didn't get out as much as the other one.
No, I didn't. That's what I realized.
So I'll let you have one more shot for all the marbles.
This is a great setup.
Yeah, it's something we built over the years. The program itself is expensive, but then we were able to use like webcams, and you can make you can turn an SLR into a webcam. So it was actually kind of cool. You had that zoom lens and stuff like that. And after that, we bought the smaller ones, digital. You know, they require a lot of light though. Yeah, it's pretty weird, right? This one, I mean, a lot of people they say, well, why don't you get one from the side? One, it's hard. You tie up another line, you know, and two, you can get as much information here, and then just watch from the side. You know, it just like, you know, I don't depend on just this. I mean, I have to use my eyes too. You know, I didn't say, oh no, it's not on the camera. I'm not going to do that. You know, I'm like, plus I just use my phone to take it from the side. And I can do comparison of this and that, and I kind of remember, you know, where everything was. Keep going until you stop striking. So you see his ball speeds up a little bit. He's actually turning his hand a little bit less. So when he's practicing at home, you can just get kind of, you know, so this is called the core. Get that core to really kind of sit up a little bit. Just be like this. You can actually just, and the shoulders have to be back when he actually releases it. Ooh! No. No, that's still good. That still is pretty good. That ball never got outside though. I mean, that ball stayed right there. Yeah. So it's good. And then when you release the ball, the shoulders will. It just that's why we work on this. Keep it open as possible. We'll be telling this, but realistically, we'll be start to close. Yeah, little things we've learned over the years. Just kind of like that. And then just when you come through, just come through like that. So the hand is slightly turned, so it'll turn the hand for you. Yeah, just ever so slightly. Yeah. Because if you're here, at some point in time, you eventually gonna have to do this. So the more you have to think about doing this, the more you're gonna end up doing that. Or if I'm like this, I just do that. That's all I have to worry about. Yeah, little tricks of the trade. You know, everybody, you know, when you look at the good bowlers, that's what it looks like they're doing. But it's really after the ball gets off their hand is when their hand starts, you know. So when you're teaching, you have to teach them to do it less and then let it go and see what happens, you know. But I think that he's probably gonna get better a lot, really fast, honestly. That's okay. Yeah, you get another year, and you'll be more. The first year is really eye-opening, so it's almost better to be very careful. It can be very damaging to somebody's confidence. I mean, it definitely can be. Yeah. Oh, okay. So is he? I guess he wants to. Does he want to bowl in college? Okay. Okay. He could do it. It's gonna take a lot of work. I mean, but that's everybody. It's not just him. Yeah. 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 Yeah, even the best bowlers are, you know, they're coached, you know, and they work on things. Don't you wish I would have gotten that? That was good though.
You didn't get it?
No, I didn't get it. I'm moving you to 39. So you have to get lined up on 39 on your own. Yeah. Don't try to make your present. I'm gonna beat up him because he's getting hard.
He's just gonna get his license too.
Hey, move 2 boards. And then put your left arm over your head.